Alright, this monitor is giant and heavy as hell. The MSI Optix MPG321UR-QD, I can't, these monitor names are just... Okay, let's go ahead. It's a 32-inch monitor with a 4K resolution and with a refresh rate up to 144 Hz and has a 1 millisecond MPRT response with a 4 milliseconds gray to gray. The panel is an APS with a quantum dot technology and HDR600 certified. It has a console mode so you can connect your Xbox Series X or PS5 and game up to 120 FPS. It has a FreeSync Premium Pro and it is a G-Sync compatible also, with a KVM switch included. I don't have all the tools for the calibration and to measure all the details, but there are amazing channels that covers all those details. For example, the guys at Hardware Unboxed and ratings also. I've done an amazing job with measuring all the color profiles, gamma, contrast and so on. So if you're interested in that, go check out those videos too. Alright guys, once unboxed, this is what are the cables we can find inside. The power cord, a DisplayPort cable, a HDMI cable. This is a high-speed HDMI cable, will do perfect with your gaming console. This is a Type-C cable, and here we have 3 Type-B cables. These are going to be used for the KVM console. Here we have the audio combo cable. And here there is the mouse bungee. I'm not going to use it because I have a wireless mouse, but anyway, this is always a nice thing to have. Here we have the screws for the stand, and here we have the screws if you want to mount it on the wall. Okay guys, installing the stand is really easy. We will start with this piece here. I have to say that this base is really heavy, so we will not face any issue at all with a monitor. And after that, let's install it into the monitor like so. Really easy. Remember to screw the 2 screws here, otherwise you will lose it. The screws are these 2 black screws here. Okay guys, as we can see, the stand isn't that much huge, so it's not gonna occupy that much space on your desk. And also here we have this space if you want to keep nice and clean your cable management. Okay guys, once the stand is on, we can tilt the monitor. As you can see, we can swivel also, and we can move it up and down. One thing you can do with this monitor is rotate it, but I think with this kind of monitor you don't need really to rotate a monitor. I didn't have seen that much people rotate a 32-inch monitor. Alright, let's check out the ports and connectivity. We have this 5-way joystick navigator that you can customize and assign functions, and if you push it, it will act as an OK button or pop up the OSD menu, it depends. Facing the monitor, on the right corner, there is the power button. Speaking about power, this monitor has a built-in power supply. I have seen many monitors out there, even expensive ones, with an external power supply, and I really don't like it. On the other side, there is the OSD button, so you can recall the gaming OSD software on your PC, or you can assign other functions if you want to. This monitor has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.4 with DSC, 1 USB Type-C, where you can connect your MacBook or other laptops, for example, but it delivers a maximum at 15 watts, so you can't charge your notebook through that, but you can charge a smartphone or tablet. There are 3 USB 2.0 Type-B, which are used for the KMV function, 4 USB 2.0 Type-A ports, and an audio combo. There is also the Kensington lock. On the right side, we have another audio combo for mic in and earphones out, and 2 USB 2.0 Type-A ports. So we can have a total of 6 USB 2.0 ports. So as we can see, there are massive amounts of ports. Maybe an SD card reader would have been nice, since someone, as I will do, might use this monitor also for some video photo editing. Talking about design and build quality, it doesn't seem to me that this monitor is screaming, "I'm a gaming monitor" in every corner you look at it, except for this little LED stripe here that you can turn off if you don't like it. The plastic on the back is well done and has a nice texture with the upper part that is similar to a carbon fiber. The bezels are really narrow, preventing distraction and having a more extended view of the panel. Below the MSI logo there is the ambient light sensors. Moving to the panel, this is a 10-bit IPS quantum dot panel with HDR600 certification, and as I mentioned it has also 1 millisecond response time and 4 milliseconds gray to gray. Talking about colors, it has a coverage of 99% of sRGB and Adobe RGB and 97% of P3, and the viewing angle is 178 degrees, and that's always a good thing. Out of the box, the calibration isn't that bad, and the colors are vibrant, maybe too much, it depends on you. This monitor has 8 local dimming zones, which in my opinion isn't the option if you are working on some industry high critical color project. For that there are other solutions, but for me, as I use it with DaVinci and Final Cut for editing the videos here on the channel, this is more than enough. In my opinion, at the end of the day the colors, contrast, lighting, brightness and everything else on a monitor are all related to what our eyes see and how they see it, and that will always be something that we are going to see differently, each one of us. Moving on to the performance part of the panel. The 4K 144Hz or 120Hz, depending on where you are gaming, is an amazing experience. In 4K 144Hz or 120, depends, you will have smooth and rich details. This panel supports FreeSync Premium Pro, and it is G-Sync compatible too. And I didn't have any issues on my RTX 3090, RTX 3070 Ti, and even with the RTX 2060 on 1440p was working perfectly. I don't have a PS5 at the moment, but I tested with the Xbox Series X and I didn't have any issue at all. When the game supported, the monitor was great on 120 FPS. Now, we all know that the IPS panels sometimes suffer from backlight bleeding and IPS glow, and I think I was lucky enough with this unit to don't notice that much of that. This monitor have a lot of features and settings. In the Gaming Intelligence or GI submenu, you can change the auto brightness control, the KVM feature and smart crosshair, and optics scope, which can help you in shooters. My suggestions here is to leave the auto brightness off and the ambient RGB light off. In the gaming menu, you can modify the gaming mode, the response time and the adaptive sync. My suggestions here are to leave the game mode at user mode, the response time at fast or normal, and enable the adaptive sync. I don't suggest to enable MPRT sync since it's going to affect brightness, response time and also some HDR settings. In the professional submenu, you can change the profiles and colors. My suggestions here are to leave at user, profile or P3 and manage the brightness and colors as you like the most. The HDCR will help only in games, so you can leave it off. And usually I don't use image enhancements, but you can choose what's the best for you here. Image submenu, it's possible to change the brightness, the contrast and the colors, as you like the most. In the settings submenu, you can personalize a lot of settings, including enable the HDMI 2.1 in 4K 120Hz console mode. Now, all of these settings you can change it also in the Gaming OSD app, which in my opinion is useful, and also there you can update the firmware, which actually the last one is the 0.17 or 0.17. Remember that you have to connect the USB cable and to be connected in DisplayPort in order to update the firmware correctly. Here are my final thoughts about this monitor. This is a great 4K 144Hz monitor with a lot of features and a good build quality. The panel is great, not only for gaming and gamers, but also for creators. Maybe that depends on your eyes. You might want to change some colors, brightness settings, or recalibrate it again. I have to say that out of the box isn't that bad, at least for me. There are a lot of ports, and in terms of connectivity, you can connect anything here, and the 4K 120Hz console mode is a nice feature to have, whenever it's supported on the games in your console. The ergonomics and design, in my opinion, are great, and I like them. Let's ignore for the moment the LED stripe. This monitor has a FreeSync Premium Pro, and it is G-Sync compatible. So this is a complete monitor for gaming in 4K, and not only for gaming. There are a couple of things to keep in mind. The price, which is important, and the price related to the panel technology, because this monitor costs $1,200, which I think is a little bit too much. But other than that, I can recommend this monitor. And please, MSI, review your naming convention because it's strange. If you enjoy watching this video, I would appreciate if you hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching.